My brothers and sisters, hello. Welcome back to Soul Talk. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you are having a beautiful day. The sun is shining, the weather is sweet. Oh, well, what did I want to talk to you guys about today? Well, I wanted to make that video that I promised about the other day when I said, we were talking about nature and how to truly be in your body, how to really tap into, your higher self through nature, through connecting with nature. So I promised that we would talk a bit about nutrition and, well, the benefits of certain foods for your body. So there are lots of different fruits and vegetables that are really great for your digestion, for your emotional well-being, honestly, for your physical body to replenish and nourish properly. So it all depends on the person. Although we are all one, we're all spiritually connected, we are also our own people, right? We have our separate bodies and digestive systems, so we all process things a little bit differently. So for me, personally, I have a sensitive stomach. I can't process like spicy foods. Sorry, I was covering the camera. Spicy foods or anything too acidic like oranges or tomatoes, or sometimes, I just have to be aware of my portion, which everyone really should be, whether you're a vegan, vegetarian, a meat eater, especially if you do eat meat. Portion control is everything. Now, some things you need a bit more of, a lot of things you need a bit less of. It's also a matter of where you're getting your food, because pretty much everything in America is processed, right? So since those things are already processed, it's a bit difficult for you to process it, right? That which we've already processed, how do we process? So we can progress. So anyways, there are some fruits that are really easy for you to digest, like watermelon, because it's basically water. That's the same thing as cucumbers. They're really great for you as well. So there are other things, like I said, like lemons and oranges that are very high in acidity. However, oranges contain a high amount of vitamin C, which is good for your immune system, and it's also good for your emotional self. The more vitamin C we get, the happier we tend to be, the more energy we tend to have. So lemons is an antioxidant, is really high in antioxidants, as well as blueberries. So if you feel as if you are getting sick, like I said before, the ginger, honey, lemon tea, or even just water, I guarantee that will work miracles if you have a sore throat, or any respiratory issues, any sinus issues. That's the thing, guys. You really don't need to buy into the pharmaceutical companies and how they'd like you to live your lives, as well as, the rest of society. There are so many ways that you can heal your physical body in nature, because as I said before, although our spirituality, our emotional well-being, our emotional body, although all of those things need healing and attention, because we are experiencing this world in the physical realm as well, it's important to take care of our physical body. So, as I said before, I do kind of believe in eating for your blood type. So personally for me, I'm very low in iron, and I need a certain amount of protein, and I'm going to be honest, I just don't have the time or the appetite to double up what I need to get me to where I want to go. You know, we're carnivores. We have these incisors for a reason. And as I have been vegetarian and vegan many times in my life, and I do love and respect all animals. But I also come from Native American and African culture where, you know, we hunted and we used everything that we needed. Even still, I don't really eat meat often. To be honest, I'll have it maybe about once or twice a week. It really depends. I'm very big on my greens. You know, and there's lots of different ways to cook these things to where, you know, there's some people that say, oh, this kale doesn't even taste good. They don't like it based off of how it's been prepared for them, honestly. But there are many different ways of preparing many different things. So for myself, well, I'll tell you this, I like to steam my vegetables. There's lots of different debates on how to properly cook or prepare your vegetables. Some people like to grill them. Some people like to, you know, bake them in the oven. And there are benefits to each of these different ways of preparing your vegetables. But to be honest, you know, although a raw diet is really great, we as humans are so used to processing food in a certain way. We've been raised around cooking everything to the point where there really is not much nutrients left. So because we do that, we are not used to raw diets. It's not very easy for us to process, to digest. So, sorry, the mosquitoes love me out here, my sweet, sweet blood. So, anyways, yeah, there's many different ways to cook it. To be honest, I think that you need a certain amount of time to get used to a raw diet. For me, it definitely took a while to be able to fully process and digest raw foods. So what I did was, a couple years ago, I started doing this. I started steaming my vegetables, and they have certain steaming baskets that you can use and stick inside a pot. Although the easiest thing for you to do is just to slice up your vegetables and put them in a pan and put a little bit of water, or, you know, you definitely should be washing your vegetables first. So wash your vegetables and put a little bit of your spices on there. And, or, you know, to be honest, when you add spices like salt and pepper, when you cook your vegetables, a lot of that taste is taken out. So actually you can just add a little bit afterwards, and that way you're not using too much sodium. So there's a little fun fact. Anyways, hello fly. Do you ever wonder what insects have to say to you when they're just... So, let me get through this though. So I like to steam my vegetables. Put a little bit of water or wash your vegetables first, and then put a top over if you can. If you don't have a lid, just put a plate on it. So that works too. And all you really need to do is for like 5 to 10 minutes, honestly, depending on what you're cooking. You know, broccoli is really great for you as well. That takes a little bit longer, same as Brussels sprouts. So spices and stuff that I like to use, garlic is really, really good for you. That's another thing that you can use to help you over any sicknesses. Although, to be honest, the more that I have been paying attention to my own energy, where I put myself, the things that I'm doing and saying and feeling, I haven't gotten sick. I got sick that one time in Samos. I think you guys might have remembered that because my voice was almost gone. But I truly believe that was because, well, many different reasons. When we don't sleep enough, when we're not energizing ourselves, when we're running ourselves into the ground or putting out way too much energy. Here's the thing. If you're an empath like me, like myself, you tend to forget how easy it is for you to feel others' emotions, you know, and we confuse ourselves, like I said before, with our emotional body and our pain body, and that is not us. You're not your anxiety, you're not your anger, you know, you're not even really the happiness that you feel. That's not just yours to own. It's a part of the collective. Truthfully, what you are is love. That's what you are. So, us healers, we often think that our ways to heal is to take from our own energy and give it to another, or to take on someone else's energy. That is how you end up violating your own vibration. My friend and I saw a quote the other day that said, I feel it's really important to be alone because I honestly think that I'm violating my energy by being around you, and I just don't want to. And as rude as that may seem, it's entirely true. If you're not at a certain level, if you lower yourself to another's lower vibration, then aren't you going to be affected by their vibrational energy, or affected by any kind of vibrational energy, high or low, if we are not aware of being in our own body, in our own soul, in our own spirit. So when you're sending healing to another, you can do that from a distance as well, by the way. You don't have to engage. You can send them love and light and be on your way, honestly. Send them love, light, and harmony. Say a little clearing for them. You know, only beings of light are allowed to be around them. Send some protection to them. But make sure that you are drawing that from source energy. Make sure you're drawing that from spirit. I had to call on some higher guides this morning. I didn't have... Sorry about that, guys. I don't know where my camera decided to cut out. But I think it was around the time of me saying that I didn't have to call in higher guides this morning, but because my energy is important to me, I have many beings connected to me, right? We're all connected. I have, a certain amount of self-love and respect for myself, so it was important to me to clear out any of the negative energies that was in, that was permeated into me, because I allowed it to. That's the other thing. We allow these things to happen. It can't happen without your allowance. And truthfully speaking, there are dark and, positive entities around us all the time. And we can choose what affects us. What violates our energy. I'm starting to laugh, but because I really feel that way. But my friend Lindsay and I, the one that was on my video the other day, shout out to Lindsay, we read this quote that said, I really think I need to spend some time alone, because spending time with you is really violating my energy. I might ruin the punchline. I didn't read the script properly, but you get what I mean. But I really do feel that way. I think that when we allow negativity to affect us, it does violate our energy. It violates the frequency that we are naturally on. Now, we're not all going to 100% like everything that everybody around us does, right? Although we are all one, we are, and we should be able to be in harmony and respect one another. That doesn't mean that what another person's energetic frequency is on matches our own, right? But we can harmonize, and we can harmonize by sending love and light and harmony to another, no matter what. Honestly, respect yourself enough to put a certain energetic bubble around you, so that you're not affected by certain things, because where I am right now, some Hell's Angels used to live here. Scary, right? So there's a lot of different entities around here that, maybe I haven't come into contact with in this life. So there's always a grander adventure on the road ahead, right? So if you think about it, you are definitely where you need to be in each and every moment. And if at any point you feel that your job is done, that you no longer belong in that place, you know, it doesn't even have to be caused from unhappiness. Sometimes our soul just urges us to go. And wherever it urges us to go, that's where, where our spirit believes we belong. We belong in certain places all over the world, and I've come to find that it's because pieces of us were scattered into oblivion upon coming here, as star seeds, So, maybe in order for you to truly find yourself again, you must go to those places where you left a little piece of your heart. Or just to gain some extra culture and be smart. I'm a little punny today. But it's great to have humor. That's the biggest way that you can rise above something. Humor is so important. It's so important to be able to make each other laugh. It's such a wonderful bond that you can have with your personality, honestly. Because all of these things make up who we are. The personality, the ego, your highest self is who you truly are. But sometimes, that personality just needs to come out and express itself. And as long as it's not too harmful to anybody, or we don't take life too seriously, that's all right. It's okay to laugh at something, as long as you're also willing to laugh at yourself. Or, laugh with yourself, laugh with others. So find the humor, rise above it. I'd rather rise. Okay. So, nourishing your body is incredibly important. I know that we got a little bit off track, but that's sort of how life works, right? You aim to talk about one thing and you end up having to talk about another. Because Spirit really calls to you. If you're a channeler like myself, it will speak through you. You can have your own idea. It's like that, what I said about your perception creating your own reality. And we truly are here to master this human experience, to connect to the God or goddess within you, because we have to remember our men, right? We have to be able to connect with our masculine and feminine energy. Don't forget about the man in me and the woman in you, right? If you've ever been around me, eating in particular, I based off of what society has said that males tend to look like, it might seem like I'm more masculine, but it's also just in the way that I walk and I carry myself sometimes, or even the way that I speak. But I'm a woman. I have grown to realize that, I have power within me. And so do you. There's a certain amount of power that's been bestowed upon you because you are able to accept that responsibility. That you're able to carry that heavy load. But we're not alone. Us healers need to remember that we have each other. Us empathic beings need to remember that although it feels like everyone is within us, we are within them. And, you can tap into somebody, but you can also tap even higher into yourself. And that's the most important thing, because what good are you to anybody if you don't heal yourself first? Right? So, don't forget to love yourself. Water yourself daily. You are this beautiful blossoming flower, this gorgeous plant, this tree that is, sometimes too deeply rooted. And, don't forget to flourish. Don't forget to bloom. You are, anyways. At the rate in which you are blooming, though, that's really what matters. So, say yes to yourself and your own happiness each and every day. That's what's very important. I say lots of things are important, and they are. It all really does matter. You don't have to take life too seriously. All of it comes when it comes. Take it day by day, setting expectations for yourself can often lead to disappointment. But if you allow life to surprise you, you can surprise yourself too. So, I'm not just talking in circles to you today. Got a lot to say. Well, the thing is that life is unfolding in each and every moment. The universe is ever expanding. And so are you. You're growing at such a fast rate. You know, there was a boom of consciousness recently. You may have felt it. I certainly did. I believe that's why I was fully aware in this life from pretty much the get-go. You know, there's a certain amount of conditioning that you have to release yourself from, but you know, within some, the programming was pretty deep. Yet this time in our lives, this time in the world, on planet Earth, it's pretty amazing. Actually, the energy is so palpable. It really is. It's all around us, and each and every day people are awakening. And so, you know, their ideals are starting to change, their minds are starting to open up, and even if you don't speak up about it, it's still going to happen. So do yourself a favor and go to those places you feel called to. Do the things that you feel like you want to do. If you've always wanted to learn how to do yoga, then, you know, take up a yoga class. If you don't have the money to take up a yoga class, look it up online. There's so many things that you can teach yourself. Go back to the school of life. It's great to set goals for yourself, to reach higher, to, you know, attain a certain amount of knowledge, but it's all there within this earth, within this life experience. We're here to master the human experience. So, I mean, honestly, go back to the school of life, because that's what I'm attending right now. And I don't say to attend it because I am. I say it because that's what we're here for. There's many different reasons why, and do we ultimately know fully? No, but Spirit has certainly guided me to go back to the school of life, to explore within myself, to dig deeper, right? So, yeah. I just wanted to say thank you so much for stopping by. Please like and subscribe. If you feel that there is anyone you know that may benefit from this video, that may resonate with it, please feel free to share. Know that I care. I see you out there. I hear you. I appreciate you. I hope you have a beautiful day.